God's joy is deep within me, ever satisfying my soul. God's joy is deep within me, ever satisfying my soul. One more time. God's joy is deep within me, ever satisfying my soul. God's joy is deep within me, ever satisfying my soul. And as we prepare to receive Rev Todd's message, let us sing this one. But instead of singing Your Love Keeps Lifting Me, we're going to sing My Love Keeps Lifting Me, Your Love Keeps Lifting You, and Our Love Keeps Lifting Us. Here we go. Your love keeps lifting me, your love keeps lifting me, keeps on lifting me higher and higher. My love keeps lifting me, my love keeps lifting me, keeps on lifting me higher and higher. Your love keeps lifting you, keeps on lifting you higher and higher. Our love keeps lifting us, keeps on lifting us higher and higher. Your love keeps lifting you, your love keeps lifting you, keeps on lifting you higher and higher. Our love keeps lifting us, keeps on lifting us higher and higher. We're gonna do it for ourselves now. My love keeps lifting me, keeps on lifting me higher and higher. Come on, one more time. My love keeps lifting me, keeps on lifting me higher and higher.
Oh, thank you, Deidrey. Thank you indeed. And thank you all for being here today. Those that are here, those that are online. How many we got online today, Susie? Awesome. Welcome everyone that's online. We're glad that you're joining us. Who spent some time this week updating your software? Anybody? Those of you that didn't listen to last week's message are going, what is he talking about? It's recorded. You can go back and listen because, we need to spend time in that silence, updating our software so that we can know the truth of who we are and so that we can know what we are called to do and receive our instructions on how to do it. Yes? And one of you, I'm not going to say who, but one of you was like, well, Todd, what happens when we don't do that? What? Not that we don't spend time in the silence, because we know we have to spend time in prayer and meditation. Yes, we affirm that every week. But sometimes we get those instructions. We know what we are called to do, and we don't do it. Anybody ever done that? You're like, ooh. That is the foundation of dis-ease, uneasiness. That place where, I'm tired all the time. Have you ever had that place where you're tired all the time because you're not doing what you know you're supposed to do? That place where you just don't feel yourself with the energy to be doing what you know you are called to do. Uneasiness. dis-ease. Now, I want to be clear, I don't mean disease, right? Because disease happens in the world, right? But I'll guarantee you that there are people in the world that think, they'll be like, oh, what were you holding in consciousness to have that experience, right? I can guarantee you that my young friend here in the sanctuary today was not holding ideas in his mind when he flipped over on that scooter and broke his arm, right? That's metaphysical malpractice, right? Right? Things happen in the manifest world. We are talking about spiritual life, and when we know what we are called to do from the core of our being, we're in the flow. We relax into this incredible wellspring of life, love, intelligence. I turned this week in preparing for this and after that conversation to this book, Jesus Christ Heals by Charles Fillmore. So we don't know who we are. Y'all know that, right? Sometimes we forget the truth of who we are because we have elevated this idea. It is our exalted ideas of God and our little ideas of ourselves that build the mental wall that separates us from God. We have been taught that God is a mighty monarch with certain domineering characteristics who will us to be sick or healthy, that he is of such majesty that man cannot conceive of him. Right, remember last week we talked about that 10-year-old software, the software of a 10-year-old that imagine that God's going to smite you or reward you if you're good enough. Right, that's not what we believe here. There is no wall that separates us from the divine. You are the beloved in potential. You are showing up at the point of view, the Christ of you. And we turn to our way shower, Jesus. This is what Eric Butterworth says. We will emphasize again and again that the difference between Jesus and each one of us is not one of inherent spiritual capacity, but the demonstration of it. Jesus didn't have the goods and we have to worship him. Jesus came here to show us that you have the goods. I have the goods. I have the goods. I am good. That's the truth of who we are. The difference is not capacity, it is in the demonstration of it. Every person is a spiritual being. Every person is innately good. Every person is a potential Christ. In order to know that we are a potential Christ, we have to give up this idea that there is a wall between the divine and us. Separation is an illusion that only exists here in this manifest plane at the level of spirit. When we get silent and we know that we know that we know, we feel that connection. We understand that oneness. And yet things here in the world get in the way, right? Imagine how much different your life might have been if you did not growing up knowing that you were the divine manifest at the point of view. Today's talk is called Ladybugs and Acorns. It had a different title, and then I found this picture, and I wanted to use this picture because, the thing is have you ever seen ladybug larvae? They're kind of freaky looking. But as often as you look at that ladybug larva and wish it to turn into a butterfly, it's not going to be a butterfly. It's always going to be a ladybug. No matter how many acorns you take and you bury and you say, I want a cherry tree, you're not going to get a cherry tree, are you, Beth? You're going to get an oak tree. Because it is the nature of an acorn to show up and be an oak tree. And in that one little acorn that's in that picture with a ladybug on it are more oak trees than we can imagine in potential. Because nothing ever comes along and detracts that acorn from the truth that it is one day going to be an oak tree. But we have stuff here in the manifest world that will tell us that we are less than, that we are not divine, that we are separate from, that we are different, that there is another. But the truth is that in spite of any appearances here in this world, we are at the level of spirit one. We are one. With each other and with this incredible planet that we live on and everything that fills up this planet. Yes, this is the truth. And if you pollute the rivers, you pollute your body. If you pollute the ocean, you pollute yourself, because we are one. This is the truth of who we are. We are one. And so to live in the flow, to live in the ease, we have to get clear on who we are called to be, what we are called to do, and to stop trying to be a butterfly when we're supposed to be a ladybug. To try and be a cherry tree when we know that we are a mighty oak. Stop trying to be somebody that you're not. Know that you are the divine showing up at the point of view, that you are here to bless the world. But you do that by showing up to do and to be the presence of love, as only you can do that. Right? We've got to show up and be love at the point of us. And the way I get to show up and be love is going to be very different. Very different. And sometimes it might rub some people the wrong way. Good. I'm here to afflict the comfortable and to comfort the afflicted. And I do that really well sometimes. I was having a conversation with my friend Lauren recently, and Lauren was telling me about her manifestation of the perfect car for her, because she was going to either have a Subaru or she was going to have a Volvo. Right? Anybody ever been there? Yeah. Pictures on the vision board, and I said, "Well, can I ask a question?" Yes, Todd, you can ask a question. Yeah, I exasperate people sometimes. I get that. Is the important part that you have to have a Subaru or that you have to have a Volvo? Or is it that you want safe, reliable, roomy transportation that is dependable and affordable and gets good gas mileage? And let's focus on the experience you want versus this idea that it has to look this way. Because, right, we all know this, that when we decide that it has to look this way, we limit the good that God can give to us. Because the truth is that we are incapable of understanding all the good that's out there, because we are limited. Right? We are unlimited in limited ways, because there's only so much language we know. There's only so much that we have seen that we can imagine. And God has unlimited resources, unlimited energy, unlimited. Right? Unlimited. Even the word unlimited limits our understanding of all that is. And Lauren walked up to me this past week and she's like, "I have to give you a hug." Well, I love a hug. Okay, what's up? Yesterday, I picked up my new vehicle. and it's not a Subaru, and it's not a Volvo, but it is everything I needed in a car to take care of my family. It meets all of the requirements that I had, and it is the perfect vehicle for me. And so it is. Amen. That's great.
What is it? Yeah.
She didn't even tell me. Because what the car was no longer mattered, because the experience that she was having was the experience that she was manifesting. Because she got out of her way and she tore down this wall that she was thinking, I'm only going to get what I deserve. Versus the truth, we can have it all. If we believe and we prepare ourselves to receive. Are y'all ready to receive all the good that you can? Yes. I'm ready for every one of us to win the lottery, like our board president, Curtis Hicks, said this morning. We won the lottery. We always win the lottery. We win the lottery every time that we prepare to win, right? But how many people sit around, I'm going to win the lottery, but they never buy a ticket? That would be me. I don't buy a ticket. Because my good's going to come to me no matter what. I don't need to buy a ticket for it, but if y'all want to, you go ahead. Just remember to tithe. You are the good. The absolute good in the mind of God. You are the perfect idea of you in the mind of God. You are unlimited in limited ways. But the only limits are the limits that you create in your own mind. Are you willing to believe something new about yourself? Are you willing to know that you are the Christ expressing at the point of view? Let's do it. Let's know the truth of who we are, and let's change our experience of life and be the presence of love. So when you download, upgrade your software, do all that stuff you got to do by sitting in the silence, and you get clear on what you're going to do, do it. Will you commit to that today? Because when you don't, you are uneasy. You experience dis-ease, uneasiness. You just don't feel like yourself. And it's a whole lot more joy involved in showing up as who God is calling you to be. And so it is, friends. Thank you. I love you.
Thank you, Rev Todd, for your message. I was having a giggle here we were having a giggle because I always say the same thing to Ricky all the time about this is how you have to think about things. It's not about the thing. You got to think about... Anyway, so he thought that she was going to buy a Tesla. That's what he thought. Which is twice the price.
Well, she's a school teacher, so that was not happening.
We have to know that we are enough. It all starts from us, as you said, for us to know that we are Christ in expression, that we are enough, we have everything we need. All that I know is enough to be wise, and all that I have is enough to be whole, and all that I see is enough to discern the truth, and all that I am is enough for the great I am. I know. All that I know is enough to be wise, is enough to be wise. All that I have is enough to be whole. All that I have is enough to be whole. And all that I see is enough to discern the truth, is enough to discern the truth. All that I am is enough for the great I am, the great